Yo, DJ, thanks for the 10 months, man. Yo, Chofly Chosen, thank you so much for the raid, man. 218 viewers, appreciate you, bud.
What the fuck?
Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. The long-awaited Ninja Hunt is finally live in game. Gonna probably be one of the biggest promo type things that Plarium has ever done for Raid, and I'm gonna get you caught up on everything from how good I think Ninja's champion is and what you need to know heading into this weekend for Raid Shadow Legends. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so we've got a retaliation set, so they're trying to imply that Ninja is going to be good with counterattacking, and then we've got the next 7 days until October 15th, basically, is when it's not going to be live anymore. So you got a few months here to be part of the 7-day login to get the boss slayer. So going to be revolving around having good mechanics versus boss fights. Unleashes an arrow to pierce the enemy's defense, so gonna have some sort of ignore defense mechanic. Strike 3 times with burning hail, then disappear behind veil, so probably gonna be self-veiling with a triple hitter. Freeze all enemies with a lethal swipe, so gonna have some sort of AoE freeze, and become more deadly the longer the fight goes on, so he'll have some sort of stacking ability to get more and more value as the fight continues over time. So, okay, now that we can finally see Ninja's champion in game here, let's get some reaction as to my full grades and everything I think about this champion. So first, aesthetically, the bow and the arm kind of molding together with this blue flame effect is incredible. That looks amazing. I like the sword too. Pretty just simple, but it's got the pulsing handle there. I love the bow and the arm though. Kind of reminds me of Hanzo on Overwatch, where he's got like the tats on the bow arm from the archer that connects to the bow he's holding. So very cool and looks amazing here. But the face doesn't really match the Raid aesthetic. Not that it's like, I don't know, it's just a little bit, like, I feel like it could have been a little bit different. I know they want it to be realistic and look more like Ninja, which makes it hard to look proper in game, but it seems like it could have been made to match the Raid aesthetic a little bit better. The outfit is cool. I think that's fine. Matches the Shadowkin faction and the theme they were going for here. Really would be an awesome champion if they maybe just changed the face a little bit to try to make it still look like Ninja, but match the Raid aesthetic instead of looking like it's kind of photoshopped on. Then as far as the base stats, 16.8 HP, a little bit low, not too bad. Over 1500 attack is pretty decent. Defense of 947 is a little on the low side, but not horrible for an attack champion. Speed of 100, pretty normal for the chorus on a legendary. The crit and crit damage, he gets the boosted version of the 63% crit damage, which is obviously going to be true when you've got a damage dealer. And then resistance, plus accuracy being 40 on the base is pretty typical. You usually get somewhere between like 30 and 60 when you add up the base resistance and accuracy. Then we move into the kit. We've got the A1. It's going to be attack one enemy with a 45% chance that we can book up to 60 of placing the 60% decreased defense for 2 turns, and also fills his turn meter by 15% if used against a boss, which a boss is going to be basically something you can't CC, something you can't freeze, stun, those type of things. Those are going to be bosses. So if you're wondering, if you're a new player wondering what's that mean, boss, it's going to be anything that you can't CC or lock down with like a freeze or a stun. Then for the A2, we've got attack 3 times at random. Each hit with a 75% chance that you can book up to 100 of placing HP burn for 3 turns, and then also perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns. And then if we use against a boss, it's going to instantly activate any HP burn debuffs, including HP burn debuffs placed by this skill. We can book it to a 3-turn cooldown and get a little bit more damage. The A3 is going to be an AoE. 4-turn cooldown, a little bit rough, so that means it's got to be really good. But he does have turn meter effect filling on the A1, which helps that out a little bit. When targeting a boss, will only attack the boss, not all enemies. So I guess that means like the minions next to like a ninja, or like not a ninja, next to like the spider or something. I guess it won't attack everything. It'll just attack the boss if it targets that. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense. Will also decrease the cooldown. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, so we've got a little bit of cooldown cycling here to help out with that. That's why it's a 4 turn and can't be booked to a 3, because you got the turn meter boosting from the A1, and then you've got some decreased cooldowns built into the skill, so they had to make it a 4 turn to not have it be like too crazy of a cycling. Okay, so decrease the cooldown of the A2 by 1 turn. Okay, cool. So that makes sense then, being a 4 turn cooldown. Okay, we've got a passive increase ninja's attack. I don't know if they've ever worded it like that before. Do they ever word it like that before? Usually it just says like increase this champion's attack or something, or increases attack. It doesn't usually specify that champion's name, which I'm okay with. I think that's fine. I think it actually reads a little bit better. But yeah, just kind of something that stood out to me. Increases ninja's attack by 10%. Up to 100%. Okay, so if you've got this guy up at like 4,000 or 5,000 attack, you can get to 10,000 attack and crit damage of 25% each time an enemy is hit by all 3. So each time that you go through a cycle of the skills, we're going to be boosting up the attack and the crit damage. It's kind of a cool mechanic. It helps you really snowball in a longer scenario. And then we're going to be effect can occur multiple times against the same enemy. So yeah, clan boss, things like that, you can stack up to get 100% more attack and then 25% more crit damage. When fighting bosses, will increase ninja's attack by 20%, up to 100, and crit damage by 10%. Oh, so it's just a little bit different, but it's got the same max. It looks like it's still 125. So yeah, I think this is going to take some testing to really see how the multipliers are going to work with how he scales, and maybe throw him in some unkillable comps and stuff like that to see exactly what kind of damage this guy can do. But definitely has the potential to scale up pretty crazy. I mean, 100% attack and 25% crit damage with some ignoring defense and some cycling of cooldowns just to stack more and more value. Some potential here. So what are my thoughts in terms of a grade? Aesthetically, I'm gonna give it like, you know, like a B minus. And that's probably because Raid does such a good job that I grade kind of harshly. Like the weaponry, I would give it A plus. That looks incredible. But just how like the face and the body kind of came together is gonna drop me to like a B minus or so. So just based off of how good they usually do, I have to grade a little bit harshly, but definitely a cool addition to the game overall in general. Then in terms of the kit and the stats to get a grade on this guy, you know, it's really tough. So admittedly, I may not be perfectly accurate here. This is one that you really need to test and try out in multiple different scenarios and teams. I'd give it like a B so far. So it's not like it's not a good kit for helping new players progress, which I think would have been a fun route to go with this. If you've got you know, ninjas fans and stuff that are coming to the game to try out Raid, they might be excited to dive in and get their favorite streamer as a champion in game. I would have maybe liked to see it be a support, but I understand that Ninja is kind of an assassin type character, damage dealer type character, so I understand why his kit is the way it is to crank out damage. But just like in a perfect world, I think it would have been fun to get new players a guaranteed support champion, maybe somebody that provides a speed boost, somebody that does revive, just somebody that provides shielding, something like that to help people progress further into content. I don't know that Ninja is going to help people progress into more content. I think it's just going to help crank out damage and maybe clear content you can already do faster. So a little bit interesting on the kit decision in terms of the direction they went with the champion, but overall definitely a cool addition to the game. I'm excited to see how the community receives this with new players coming in and trying out Raid. So definitely a net positive. And also, before we move on, we can't neglect the booking. That's a big decision in the design of a champion. We've got 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 4 is 13. That's unfortunate. I would have liked to cap that out at 10, especially, like I said, you're bringing new players into the game for this champion. Going over 10 books is a little bit rough. I hate to see players have to be that book heavy on like their first champion they're excited to book. So a little bit unfortunate there also on the books is worth noting. But then in terms of the other stuff going on right now in Raid, the Versulf fragment event is going to be closing soon, and I'm going to have a guide coming out very soon. I'm working on that video, on that infographic to give you a deep dive into the Fragment Champion and let you know exactly what I think about him and cover all of that. So that'll be out very soon, hopefully today, within a few hours, if not the absolute latest tomorrow. So keep an eye out on that for how to build Versolf and get my full thoughts and context on that. Then in terms of tournaments going on in game, we've got the classic arena takedown going on with some fragments over there on the right. I have already got Versolf, so I don't have to go super crazy trying to get these fragments, but you definitely want to pay attention to these ones that are live right now and scoop up those last kind of fragments as we're closing up the event here. The Ice Golem tournament is going to be live today and finishing up at the end of the day. And champion training, you've got a little bit of time left on that. I'm not really going crazy here. I may try to get the 10 core hammers and train up some champions, but that's about the extent that I'm going to go there since I already got Versolf on my roster here and have begun working on kind of building him out to get some initial testing. The Summon Rush, this is live right now, and what that's going to be doing is coinciding with the portal that you see kind of lit up. We have got a 10x live, so if you click on the eye, I do have a dedicated video going over this 10x. Obviously, the Too Long Didn't Watch version is Ursula is going to be the crown jewel of this 10x, but also Mordecai, super good for some of those HP burn spider strats, and then Godseeker can be a good epic. The legendaries are okay, pretty situationally useful. So if you want to see the whole deep dive, one of my most recent videos is going over this 10x from yesterday. But then we've also got an artifact enhancement event right here. You'll want to at least get the top row done to keep pace for those last fragments you're trying to get. And then after that, not a bad idea to get the energy and some of the stuff down here. A good opportunity to upgrade a bunch of stuff to level 12, see what's worth keeping, and that type of stuff. You know the drill on artifact enhancements. We've also got dungeon divers. Again, you want to at least get the top row done, but keep an eye out down at 3,400 in case you need to scoop up. The 10 fragments there can be a pretty big deal if you're trying to finish up Versolf today. Then to keep you in the loop on exactly what the shard rotation is going to be, remember we had 2x Ancients, then this weekend we had a 10x. So that means that next weekend, about 7 days from now, we should have 2x Sacreds launching. So prepare for next weekend. We should have some sort of event based around 2x Sacreds. Time to head on into the shop and see if we've got anything worth taking a look at here. This is not, I can already tell. But just in case you're curious, the unfortunate thing is they way overpriced Sacreds, in my opinion, just based off of like the expected value you're going to get on average over time. But we've got the 2 Sacreds and boom, yeah, 1.06. Just too expensive. You don't want to end up pulling 2 4-star chickens and be like, wow, $40 for 2 4-star chickens. That's why it's so hard to make these Sacreds worth it in terms of the value, but they do have upside for high spenders. You could end up getting something really good if you're a high spender. But for budget people, the Sacred offers are usually worth sticking away from. We've got 25. And then we're going to go 300 gems. 300k. And 7 of the Void Shards. 2.01. This one's definitely a lot better than the chained offer, in my opinion. I don't want to go down that sacred chain. Why does it say chained offer? Purchase limit of... Usually it shows you like the links in the chain or whatever, but interesting. It just kind of looks weird to me. But yeah, this is a good offer for endgame high spenders for sure, to get Void Shards at over a 2.0, but not one I would recommend going down until, like, it's I don't know the full value, unfortunately, but... basically for budget people, I would say stay away. For high spenders, it might be worth just going ahead and scooping up the Void Shards here. Monthly pack grades out as a 2.4 to 2.6 depending on the spending tier that you're in, so typically a pretty good offer in terms of what you see in game compared to it. Mini mix, pretty normal. Divine Speed, 6-star legendary for $50 on Divine Speed. This is going to be a great gear pack for your top spenders, but bad for the lower tier spenders. But for people competing in the arena and wanting to scoop up as much speed gear as possible, I'm sure some of the whales are going to be scooping up all 9 of these. The daily pack, $70 for a daily pack. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. 27 million. Okay, and 1,700 gems. 1.65, and it's broken down over, yeah, so not a good pack, unfortunately. They should have thrown some energy in there. If they threw in like 5,000 energy, something like that, there you go, boom, 2.29. That's what it should have been. It should have been those and then kick in like 5,000 energy, and it would have been a decent one. It would have still been super expensive, but at least it would have been, you know, semi-justified. But with no upside in terms of shards and energy to farm crazy gear. I mean, I guess you can convert the gems into energy or shards in the ancient shop, but it won't be enough to justify that price tag, in my opinion. So, all right, that is going to do it for this one. Remember to get your arena in order because we will be having a reset here in a couple days. Make sure your classic arena is ready to rock, and it's probably time to set those tag team arena defenses and start kind of pushing for the weekend to make sure you can maintain or go up in rank, whatever your goal is there. So, yeah, good luck on the mission here to get Ninja with your daily login rewards. And let me know down below what you think. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Are you excited for the event? How do you feel about the kit? It's a really hard one for me to grade accurately, but as soon as I can, I'm going to try to do a deep dive and learn as much as I can for you guys. So if you're watching this video right away, there's a link down below in a pinned comment. If you want to stop by and say hi and come hang out, we'll be doing quizzes and just hanging out, talking some raids. So that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.